changes. I hate it. I don't know what does it. I know you're hearing me, brother, man. Anyways. If we want to change, it's because the senseless political violence. I mean, yeah, Irene Zaracusta, or that young girl that got stabbed by the African American gentleman on the bus. So many people are being murdered all over the place. But yeah, like that's the other big thing is like literally, how did they miss that big ass fucking forehead, dude? I don't know how they missed that big ass fucking forehead. That's why I'm telling you, there must have been some like bullet drop. That fucking rifle might have had some fucking, weird rifling or something. Like, I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. But I guess I should play this for you. Anyways. Right? Should I play it? Yeah, I should play this for you anyways. Wait. I gotta hit this, and then I gotta go here, and then I gotta go to the fucking thing, and I go like this. Let's play this video.
At the core of the left, at the core of a liberal, is someone that would use the sword if they had it. They are very violent people at their core. They always have been. They can't debate. They can't have conversation. So they'll resort to these tactics. They're going to do everything they possibly can to try to murder this movement because they can't beat us. So they're going to try to take weapons. And no, we're very aware of that. I'm aware of it. We have to have full-time security. This is not a joke. This is who these people are.
It's who these people are. It's who these people are. And now he dead. He ain't alive no more. They murdered him. They murdered him for free speech? No. They murdered him because he's no longer feeling Israel? Maybe. I don't know. It's a terrible situation. It's something that I don't think that anybody... I just don't think that anybody should have ever had to have dealt with that. Yeah, if it's going to automatically turn up and down, I'm just going to sit here and keep turning it up. So this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Way bad. Way worse than what happened to Charlie Kirk. And what happened to Charlie Kirk is a fucking tragedy, dude. Murdering somebody is never the way, right? If you gotta murder somebody to get your fucking point across, you done already failed. You done failed already. And it reminds me of this piece because I've been seeing it float around on the Twitter. That Andrew Breitbart character. You guys remember this little gem?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah. Because that's what it's going to be, guys. You don't think it's going to be a fucking war? Andrew Breitbart died. And, I mean, there really hasn't been anybody since Breitbart, I would have to say, that has really had the type of cult of personality that's been around. Right? Like, Kirk was one of those guys who you have to give the respect that is due. Right? I don't like violence as much as the next guy, but I will beat a motherfucker's ass if they don't quit playing. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm talking fisticuffs, right? I'm talking to fisticuffs. These guys are literally murdering people in the streets for political ideology, and we still don't even know what was the reason, right? Like, I mean, there could be any number of reasons. Was it because he was anti-trans? Was it because he was anti-black? Or was it because he was anti-Israel all of a sudden? I mean, the question is always going to remain. And it's not like the FBI is doing us any favors at the present time because they haven't actually, fucking done anything. I would have to say they said they took somebody into fucking custody and now he's out of custody. Are we fucking shit up right now? Like, literally, we're fucking this up right now? And, I mean, you don't believe me, right? You may not believe me, but the truth is there. I mean, Kash Patel Put it out on his own fucking Twitter. The suspect in custody has been released after interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information of interest and transparency. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's messed up. So you're telling me my boy Kash Patel not only fucking dropped the bag, he fucking had to admit that he dropped the bag after talking all of that shit, and by all that shit, the subject of the horrific shooting to date that took a life of Charlie Kirk is in custody, so he had to come out and say that they got him, and then he had to come back out and say that they didn't get him, and then nobody can tell me if Omar Naritz or this person right here that tweeted yesterday, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates and literally, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's real. That's real. So, where do we go on that one? I mean, we should go to the actual guy in charge over there, I guess. We should talk to that homeboy, because apparently that homeboy knows what the fuck is going on. Here we go.
This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
A political assassination.
We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Hold up. My audio levels aren't going up and down anymore, are they? Yeah, what's up, FBI, CIA, Mossad, whoever the fuck it is? Yeah, fuck you!
The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken.
No, I don't use honesty. I'm not gay.
Charlie Kirk was first and foremost
roasted.
A husband and a dad to 2 young children.
This guy must really.
He was also
Charlie Kirk, dude.
Very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people.
Unless you were talking bad about Israel.
Historically,
avocado,
our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah
have
been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated.
The good kind?
And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates.
I would like to just change there. He said that's what he does. He should have said that's what he did.
That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody.
Person of interest.
The investigation is ongoing.
Investigation ongoing.
But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you.
We're gonna get you, Jews!
And we will hold you accountable to the furthest
or
extent
whoever did
of the
it.
law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Woo! We still got the death penalty, bitch! Wait. Whoa. So, wait. Hello? Why isn't it lighting up like it's supposed to? Is it broken? Is it fucking broken? Oh, no, it's not broken. Anyways, it's probably fucked up. Miss ya, cuz. How's life? Life is good, man. I haven't done shit other than just been working my ass off, right? I've been focused on doing all that crap. That I've been just doing that. I was playing Rust for a while because I wanted to hate my life a little bit. I wanted a little excitement, but now I'm back to playing Star Citizen. And I feel pretty good about it. I've been doing a lot of murder, right? Been killing a lot of bobs, upsetting a lot of people. And, life's good. Life is good. Although life is not good for fucking the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Or fucking Charlie Kirk, or Charlie Kirk's family. I mean, this whole situation's fucked up, man. Fucked up. And, it gets even deeper when you start looking at how people are trying to already frame this shit. And, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Israel, that's no lie, or whatever. I think it's blatantly obvious, but I'm definitely not going to the Reich, if you know what I mean. I ain't no Nazi or whatever. At least I never thought I was, but I'm pretty sure they call me a shit all the time. But, I feel like anytime anybody's critical of Israel, all of a sudden some weird shit happens. And, people are making this equation. Like, here's one girl that I'm in a DM group with who's, in my opinion, kind of hot or whatever. But her name is Palestine or partisan girl, Syrian girl or whatever. And, she's already been on. Charlie Kirk was attacked by Israel supporter last month and labeled an anti-Semite for defending free speech. Not everything is as it seems, and many things have layers hidden and thoughts. People that know Charlie Kirk say that he would be afraid he'd be killed because he changed his position on Israel, and he also recently platformed Dave Smith. Yeah. And then they say that targeting in the neck is very IDF coded, which I don't know if there's really any big thing to that one, but this is the one that I really wanted to go look at. Last month, Charlie Kirk openly discussed Epstein being a Mossad agent with Megyn Kelly at TPUSA, and then he called for the DOJ to release the files. And everybody remembers how well the fucking file release of the Epstein thing. I didn't even go live to talk about it because it was what? Nothing. What it was.
Do you think there's any intel community involvement in this?
I wouldn't be surprised one bit. I am convinced, based on my own sources and my own reporting on this story, he wasn't one of ours.
So he was an American, which leads basically three options: MI6, Saudi, or Mossad.
Yep.
Which one would you choose?
I guess Mossad, given his connection to Ghislaine Maxwell.
Mossad?
So what does that mean?
Well, it's possible that that's the reason everything's getting buried, that there is some treasure trove, and it's getting buried because...
How many people here believe that? Raise your hand. Okay, I'd say about half the hands think that it's being buried because of an Israeli thing.
It could be. I really don't know.
And I have no evidence to suggest that.
No, me neither. I did think it was very odd how, look, half of you raised your hands because you've heard that theory, you've heard it debated, you have questions, but the one time Pam Bondi was asked a question about this at the cabinet meeting on Monday, she was like, and as for whether he was an agent, that I don't know. I haven't looked into that. I'll get back to you. You haven't looked into it? What do you mean? So that was kind of a fishy answer.
And Megan, remember Alexander Acosta in 2007, he said he was told to treat Epstein carefully because he was an intel asset.
Whoa.
That was one of Trump's cabinet secretaries who was literally a U.S. attorney 3 hours from here in Florida. He said that himself.
Well, and let me tell you the consequences of that. His subpoena, his search warrant on Jeffrey Epstein's residence was very narrow. It was not the kind of like, let's get everything. Let's see everything inside this guy's, dressers and so on. It was very, very narrowly tailored. And to this day, that's what the FBI is stuck with. So it really is possible that Dan and Cash got in there and, in like a Geraldo and Al Capone's vault situation, opened it up and we're like, oh my gosh, there's nothing in here. Like, we did not find the magic documents or photos or evidence of anything. And why not? I don't know we'll ever know why not. I'm not sure we'll ever know, but...
Yeah, we're not sure we'll ever know. Well, Charlie Kirk probably won't know unless they got access to the Epstein files in purgatory, because technically he's a Christian, so he's not exactly in heaven yet. He's waiting to get into heaven, but he's probably going to get into heaven. right? Because it seems like he lived a pretty good life, unless he was like murdering kids in his basement or something like that. But I'll be honest, I looked into the past and I didn't really hear about anything like that, so it's probably all right. But yeah, he's currently sitting in purgatory, just waiting to go, meet the man, baby, meet the man. So like that shit doesn't just happen like that. But then again, I don't know if time works the same way up there as it does down here. I never really looked into it. I thought it was like the same. Whatever. Anyways, so the moral of the story is yeah, don't talk bad about Israel. You'll fucking die, dude. They'll fucking murder you, mate. We're gonna get you. Yeah. But I guess the conspiracies are coming from, like I said, we're not going to show any videos of anything negative, graphic, whatever the heck, but we will at least show the videos that I feel are pretty, remanded. Some eyewitnesses. This came from Shadow Ezra, which I'm pretty sure is one of those accounts that is known for at least some type of disinformation. But what they're trying to at least point out here is that on the roof you can see somebody laying down, and it looks like they're wearing black pants and a black hoodie. Right? They're wearing black pants and a black hoodie. What's up, Kelly is nice. And Eureka. Nice 2 new people right there. 2 new people. And then we got White Delilah 444. Hello. Welcome. I hope they catch the guy, because I fear the right is going to react to this due to all of the left-wing attempted political assassinations and actual political assassinations. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm thinking this is going to go. This is going to embolden all of those guys that got AR-15s and shit that have just been trying to exist. And I mean, what's the turning point for them? I mean, I hate to use that turn of phrase, but I mean, literally, the guy from Turning Point USA just got murdered and assassinated, in fact, is probably a more apt term. I mean, he did. And there was some dude lying on the roof. Somebody got some video of that shit. And I mean, as soon as this thing happens, there's another video that shows the person basically run away. But this is a person saying, hey, there's like a guy up there. Okay, so what is it, that a police sniper? Don't they usually have police counter snipers for this thing? Or did Charlie Kirk not exactly have that sort of thing? Yeah. But, after the event happens, you can see right here, there's an actual person. Let's see. Right there. You can see a guy up on the top of the building. Well, I say a guy. I'm just saying a guy. I don't know if it was actually a guy or a girl or a guy girl or girl guy or whatever. I'm not sure what their pronouns are. They didn't write he, him, or whatever the fuck on the bullet that went in. Or maybe they did. I don't know. I haven't seen any documentation that shows whether or not. But there is another video that shows right after the shooting that same person that apparently was up on top of the roof, did a little bit of runski. So it's like this person, this is right after the event happened, and all you can really point out is that there was a dude up there. So, it could have been like the police sniper person, but according to all of the stuff out there, in the beer fest, he's got the eye of the Jew. Wow. I mean, maybe they did have the eye of the Jew in order to get that one. Like, they caught him running off a roof, right? Like, that's kind of insane to really think about when you're looking at it. And it's almost like there's not a lot of information that's being put out there about where this is all going, right? They're keeping it pretty close to chest, but the fact that they've gotten 2 different people into custody, apparently, and nobody is... The person is
to my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him.
Yeah, you look at that, dude. I feel sad because this is what they already made really mad, and the left is celebrated, and they don't know what they're encouraging the mentality among them. Well, yeah, the game theory in this whole situation... I mean, that's where I guess I should be at, is that Trump's up there saying good things about Charlie Kirk or whatever. I wasn't a fan for the most part. I'm all like, you know what? Nothing of value was really lost in the sense of, like, what we're actually doing here. Because, obviously, everybody talks about free speech, right? But even Charlie himself found himself on the wrong side of free speech with some of the folks that he associated with. And even after, or even before his death, finally turning over a new leaf isn't really enough time for me to really think that, you've separated yourself from a group of people. And, that's the narrative that's getting pushed mega hard by certain class of folks and is really taking the mainstream. So you got to think about it. It's like who's in whose pockets. And, obviously to focus on the actual situation is like good, but we don't even have any information about who, what, where. We only know when and probably why, which is not a good fucking thing. We know how, we know where, when, but we don't know why.
And loved him, are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life.
Oh, and then don't even get me started about how this video seems AI for some reason.
Life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom.
And the low frame rate, like,
and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith. And we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory.
Not even close.
May God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Trump's not pulling any punches. He apparently really loved him some Charlie Kirk. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. Communists aren't people. Zionist Charlie Kirk says, I'm done talking about Epstein. I'm going to trust my friends in the government. Yeah. Same guy said, what? What's this? Charlie Kirk says that he feared Israel would kill him. Let's take a look at that. Charlie Kirk said he feared Israel would kill him if he stepped out of line. Then who paused 7 of his attacks on 7 different countries to tweet about Charlie minutes after the attack. The arrested suspect was a patsy and the shooter still on the run. Am I hearing this right? Yeah, I guess, I guess we are hearing it right, are we not? Like, we're hearing something. I don't know what we're listening to, but I mean, it seems like there's some super weird messaging that's coming out from various different, very large accounts that keep basically saying the same thing. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're going. Even the guys that were accused of working with the Russians are going on Fox News today, and, like Benny Johnson, talking about what happened to Charlie Kirk and saying that Charlie Kirk was going to be president one day. Okay, I don't know if I see that far. That's kind of like taking it a stretch, but they say Charlie Kirk was assassinated because he was winning. He was changing a generation, turning young people forward to truth, faith, and country, and that's what made him unstoppable. Well, technically, he wasn't unstoppable.
And to live boldly, I believe that by striking down Charlie Kirk, you will have made him so powerful and his message so resonant to the young fathers and young people with whom he was affecting. And
RIP 911.
This is why Charlie Kirk was taken from us today. This is a political assassination, Laura. I believe that Charlie Kirk would have been president one day. I believe that in my heart of hearts. And that this was a political assassination. I've known Charlie for 10 years. I've worked with him hand in glove. I've shared the stage with him more times than I can remember, and been a part of great builds and exciting events.
Neither of these motherfuckers wear gloves.
And I saw and witnessed him working behind the stage. There was a prophetic calling on his life. This was a political assassination because Charlie Kirk was doing the impossible. He was changing the hearts and minds of young people across this nation en masse, including your.
I don't trust 4chan because it was exposed that 4chan is basically just a bunch of Israelis pretending to be racist with each other.
Your children, and I'm sure mine are quite young right now, but even they had met Charlie, and there was something truly, truly powerful about his presence. And I want to just take this opportunity to state that we cannot forget that is why Charlie was cut down today.
Oh, because
he was so affected, because he was winning, because he had won the argument. And take a moment, Laura, to say, please, God, please, I beg of your audience, pray for beautiful Erica and their two sweet children.
Yep, gotta mention the kids, baby. You gotta make sure them kids are being told, are being talked about. I mean, dude. It's pretty wild when you look at one side of the thing and where people are going, and then you look at the other side of things and where people are going. Like, here's that Jason Hinkle guy again. Used to be an Israel loyalist, feared Israel would kill him, started mildly criticizing Israel, said it's Bastad. Let anti-Zionists speak at his event. Zionist media started attacking it. Someone shot at his jugular 200 yards away. Netanyahu tweets within minutes. Patsy gets arrested and acts guilty. Assassin escapes without a trace. Netanyahu tweets a longer message. Something tells me that they're not going to tell us the truth about who killed Charlie Kirk. Tweet of the morning from George Galloway. The anti-Israel guys. Yeah.
Basically a spy of the Israelis. That Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who was obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, that there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was...
I don't trust 4chan. Your 2025 take SAR? Yeah, bro. I was on the internet before 4chan had existed. And when it started, There's never been anything in there that's been of note.
Playing a part.
Nothing.
Epstein
Not a damn
was
thing.
a LARPer.
Not one
Epstein
piece
was
of
cast
information
for a specific
that's ever
role,
come
and
out
he
of
played
there
it really well.
ever
The
came.
sweatpants and the Harvard jacket,
Not one
the kind of
piece.
disheveled hair, looking as if he was so smart and above the clouds that he was doing advanced mathematic equations on the back of napkins. But if you actually go into some of the videos of people that met with Epstein at the time, they said he was awfully unimpressive when it came to finance and markets and economics. And it's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi intelligence, or maybe he was just a hired gun. Maybe he was just the guy that countries would go to and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do? Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Did they murder Charlie Kirk because he was talking about Israel? I think that's a stretch, probably. Right? It makes a lot more sense that it would probably be some, lefty, some rightists, somebody like that was going off on these individuals. I mean, we really don't know. We haven't been given any, super good information on it. I mean, everybody's just been posting the video, right? A lot of people have been saying a lot of hateful stuff. You gotta think about it. Is it the violent rhetoric that's making all of this stuff happen? Are we going to start looking at a new situation that's going to be coming forward? I mean, the more you start looking into this stuff, so the more you see how the game theory on the whole situation looks at, you could already see the pieces and where the sentiment lies in this particular situation. I mean, here's a post that I found from somebody called Grasshopper, 17 Grasshopper. I wonder what that's trying to signify. Anyways, but here we go. Once again, people are starting to talk about some very strange stuff where, apparently they're trying to say that 23 hours ago, they were reporting that Charlie Kirk had died, which is very, very strange. Killed after being shot in the neck. And maybe it's because they don't understand how websites work and how, the headlines are on the side of every single pages. So even if it isn't something that's going to be there, it's going to show one day and then show the line that's going to be associated to the thing that you're searching for. But whatever, Obviously, maybe somebody predicted the death over here, but it's not just Google that was predicting it. We had actual people posting on Twitter and shit that, apparently something was going to happen. And it wasn't one or two. It was a couple, right? It's a couple. And you can see how this is going to give everybody that terror-pophnia that we've talked about before in the situation, because right now we're almost seeing a bifurcation or trifurcation, in fact, of where political ideologies, right? We got a group trying to force this into the whole Israel thing because they force everything into the Israel thing. You got people trying to force it on the left, and then you got the group of people that are just trying to figure out, who did it, or, who was doing it, or what the fuck happened. And the fact that they haven't gotten an actual shooter, they've released everybody that they had in custody, and they don't actually have any proof of who did what, then you got to ask yourself if this is really anything of note, right? Is there anything really happening here? Because it just all feels very manufactured. I mean, almost a setup, right? I mean, even the shooting gallery where he apparently got shot, I mean, it just doesn't seem like, it just doesn't seem right. Like, you didn't even have anybody? You didn't have nobody? You didn't have nobody? No security? There wasn't any police on the fucking rooftops or whatever watching the event? Obviously he don't get the Secret Service, but, you gotta realize that there's some weird shit happening here. That's what I'm trying to make. Yeah, like, it just doesn't make any sense, dude. Kind of seems like it's a little bit jacked up, if you ask me. I've never even tried to think about this in the same way as before, but, like, you gotta realize that we're looking at a new situation, dudes. This is a new thing. We ain't seen this before. We haven't seen anything like this happen before. Not in this type of way, because I mean, you gotta think it. They say it was a political killing, but I mean, was Charlie Kirk a politician? No, he wasn't. He wasn't, dude. He wasn't. Yeah. People were getting pissed off at some other folks. Where's the Enrique Otario post that I was just looking at? What? Oh, this one. The internet never forgets, you piece of shit. You're as much to blame for the disinformation campaign as the Democrats. Fuck out of here, Enrique Tario. Hey, man, didn't you go to jail for some shit or whatever? Like, better sit the fuck down, little kid. You've done enough already, and if you even think about rearing your fucking ass back out there to do any of that dumb fucking shit you were trying to do again, I'm going to be the first person to tell you that your ass is going to get shit fucked faster than you can fucking say tomato sandwich. But, you know, that's me just trying to be, you know, curt with these people. Because you can't give them an inch anymore. But at the same time, you don't give Shady Groover those other guys an inch either. You know, sit the fuck down. Stop talking shit. Everybody knows that you can't do shit or whatever. And we all have known that these guys have been a bunch of fucking clowns. But, like, seriously, bro? Seriously? You know, everything's lining up. People have been saying it for a long time. And all of a sudden, dude gets clapped. And then you're trying to tell us to get the fuck out of here? Who the fuck told you to say that? Mr. FBI informant? Huh? Yeah. I don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Here's one image of a person that was arrested during the time that was there, right? If you look at that shit, that's what they said. There was a little rifle next to him, and then they had a white dude wearing black pants with the jacket down right here, and they're saying that this is the person that they released. Yet, they also said that it was a pellet rifle that the dude had. So when people are discussing or coming up with, I guess, the conspiracy theory as it is right now with the gun, as it seems, we're looking at a guy that got arrested wearing very similar clothing to the person that was laying on the roof, and then you got an air pellet rifle. But that's the thing, though, is I don't think that you could don't think an air rifle couldn't cause that kind of damage, because it could. I mean, could it fly 200 yards? That's actually a good question. I don't know. But air pellet gun, 200 yards. Is that a thing, you know? Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Let's take a look. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, perfect conditions. I could shoot 200 yards, but I would not say reliably, and I never consider taking it hunting with a shot at that range. The wind very calm. I can place some of my shots in this old circular saw blade that I use as a gun. It makes a wonderful ping sound that's easily heard. Shooting that with the 22 MPIG or shooting NSA slubs, if the wind comes up much at all, then all bets are off. So, I mean, an air gun could, I guess, technically make that shot if there wasn't enough wind and you really powered it up pretty good, like 2,000-3,000 PSI, maybe, which would be super fucking dangerous, but, you know, you could make one shot that would go that fucking far. And if it hit a motherfucker and you're aiming here, that kind of makes sense. Maybe a little sense, maybe not a lot of sense, but something to think about, dude. Something to think about, my friends. So even if we're looking at pellet guns or what's allegedly a pellet gun, what was going on, I mean, you gotta think that here's the last thing that Charlie Kirk basically posted on the internet right here. This was his final post. If we want things to change, it's 100% necessary to politicize the senseless murder of Irina Zariska because it was politics that allowed a savage monster with 14 priors to be set free on the streets to kill her. And only for him to just a mere few hours later to be senselessly murdered, talking to a bunch of people at a college trying to share the free exchange of ideas, and he was just senselessly shot in the neck.
22nd, Irina Zarutska was stabbed to death on the rail system in Charlotte, North Carolina, by a savage career criminal.
Her life story, I think, will be told both in the United States and Ukraine for years to come. What do you think the importance of this story is most fundamentally?
This was one of the coldest, most senseless murders I've ever seen. She had no interaction with this guy whatsoever. She was sitting minding her own business, and he just takes out a knife and just decides to stab her. I do say this with some form of just heaviness. I don't like politicizing situations like this, but it just necessitates it because there are so many dynamics at play here. Based on the information evidence we have, the attacker did say, "I got that white girl." The attacker racialized it in his own telling.
I mean, okay, I guess you could look at it that way, but definitely when a black guy's walking by you saying, "I got that white girl," he's talking about how he has cocaine. Pretty much like, I'd have to say 95% of the time. 5%
of this situation. And we all know this. Any honest observer of your program knows this, including Van Jones even knows this deep down, which is that, of course,
a Benjamin Button Wriggle. Look it up. Wriggle? Benjamin Button Riffle? 4,000 PSI? Huh?
If a random white person on a subway took out a knife and stabbed a black girl senselessly to death, there would be massive media coverage. There would be policy changes. There would be people having to apologize for this. We saw this in George Floyd, and yet, for whatever reason, this situation has not garnered even a fraction of that kind of outrage or backlash.
Yeah, it hasn't. Wait. Benjamin Button rifle. Yeah. Is this it right here? Vintage Benjamin Franklin model air rifle, 22 cal. Yeah. I guess. There we go. Benjamin air guns. There you go. I mean, the gun that guy had definitely didn't look anything like any of these. Ah, right there. PCP power multi-shot bolt-action hunting rifle with walnut adjustable stock available in 177, 22, 25. Yeah. That could be a cocaine reference. Yeah, that's definitely a cocaine reference. Yeah, dude. I'll be all like, wait, you got that white? Dude, you got that Blanco? I like it. But anyways. Okay, so yeah, maybe that could be possibly it, but then that still doesn't really account for the loud sound that went out. So where do we go? What do we even say about this anymore? I mean, I don't want to beat the dead horse or anything like that, but it's just terrible, dude. Terrible. But at the same time, we got this little bitty right here. Somebody had posted. I think it's actually nice because it shows the location of where the cameras were, and it also shows the location of where the shooter was, right? Or at least where they believe that the shooter shot from. And it also seems to coincide from the person that they saw. But yeah, 4,000 PSI air rifle? Yeah, that could shoot 200 yards for sure. very easily, probably like 2 or 3 bullets, and they do make that all the way up into a 50 cal, where it's like a big motherfucking bullet. And no, you do not need. I don't think you need a gun permit for that. Actually, I don't think you need a gun permit for that whatsoever. So, like, the more that you look at any of this stuff, the more you got to see is that, like, kind of wild, bro. The shit is kind of wild. And it goes with them actually showing a dude running along the top of the roof right there after the shot fired. It doesn't make a lot of sense, dude. Was it somebody that was just up there watching it? You know? Was that supposed to be a counterterrorism sniper or something like that? Or did somebody just fuck up, dude? Yeah. And it goes back into some of the stuff that he said. You know, you look at it, it's almost like he predicted that this was going to happen to himself.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
Have you never seen someone do it?
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults, the left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity. I go around
No, yeah, you could add "they shot me in the neck and I died" to the list, because that shit happened. Yep, that shit happened. There's nobody who could deny it. I mean, I don't think there's many people out there that are saying that it didn't happen, because, I mean, we all watched it happen. But, you know, Jezebel, we paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. And that is from 0908 of this month. So that was just a few days ago. So, Rare Witch W, baby? I mean, somebody's going to take a win on this one. I guess it's witches, because they did. And then you got all these people. Get me the link to those witches. Oh my god. Thanks. LOL. Now those are some fucking witches. Yeah, like, we talking like what kind of witches are we talking about here, dude? You guys want to go murder some witches? Like, we might have to do a witch hunt, dog. Agatha's back. Fuck. Yeah. Air is only as legal as the wind. Yeah. And they're gonna have to ban Air, dude. Yeah. That video was hard to watch. Yeah, it is hard to watch when you really put it into perspective. Right? Like, holy fuck, man. This guy fucking knew that this shit was gonna happen, and then it fucking did. They literally capped him off, dog. They hit him. He's gone. Not coming back. You know? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. And they're sicking witches on him and shit. And then all of a sudden he gets just popped. And then nobody has any information as to why. Or how or who. None of it makes any fucking sense, dude. University stated that the shooter fired from the Luce Center straight down into him, and it was about a 200-yard shot. Shot goes off. He takes the hit. Goes right down. Shooter gets away. Cops arrest 2 patsies. Shooter's still on the run. Charlie Kirk is gone. What do you even say to any of that shit, dude? There must be some good-ass witches. Or Jews. Or who knows. Trans people. Is it trans people? God, I hope it's not trans people. Because, I mean, dude. It's crazy. Kirk was our man on the inside when it came to Israel infiltration. But like Trump, he was powerless to do much about it. One of the last conversations I had with Charlie Kirk was about the many senseless murders of Palestinians in Gaza. But like so many conversations with Charlie Kirk, it went nowhere. The money was too sweet, swelling from the operation based on his couch to $100 million going into 2024. Had Kamala Harris won, Charlie and I were planning a swift exit from politics after 2024 election. He felt trapped, and besides, he had a family to provide for. A running line throughout our conversation was how he didn't want to become Ben Shapiro. There were hints of these insights that I would occasionally spill out. Jewish people control not just the colleges, the nonprofits, the movies, it's Hollywood, all of it. And he said on his show that he got condemned by Israeli asset Ben Domarek and Eric Erickson, who were backed by Israeli-connected billionaires Bari Seed and Paul Singer. Kirk was something of a protege to me, and I'm praying for him and his family today, but our liberal friends are correct. We need to do something. We need to investigate foreign-backed psychological operations and foreign-funded gun operations like Mr. Trump Jr. and Mr. Burser-backed Grab-A-Gun, which is implicated in the shooting at the Catholic school in Minnesota. When we do that, we will find out that many of Trump's donors are fronts for foreign governments. Charlie knew that, too. Despite being an informant for the FBI, Charlie was more or less powerless to do anything. Honestly, we need to investigate Kirk's own Turning Point USA. Careful in the election, I said in April of 2024. Tell me more, he said. There are a lot of traps for people being laid. I said, keep a lot profile? Keep a low profile. What sort of traps? Counterintelligence traps. Many of the wealthy people in the GOP are fronts for other countries. Just be aware and awake. I said, that's so true. I will. Thank you. I advised him on the Israeli compromise politicians and figures in America, and he largely followed my advice, especially when we talked about Ben Shapiro, Dan Crenshaw, Ben Domenech, and ties to Netanyahu. I've given other journalists some of my decades-long text messages with Charlie, and Charlie was often repeatedly helpful in my contacts in federal law enforcement. Now Charlie's dead, and the impossibly young age of 31, leaving behind a wife and 2 children. The metaphor of Trump's young supporter murdered in the desert as the trial of Trump's would-be assassin, also of Mormondom, isn't lost on me, nor is the timing coinciding as it does on the eve of the anniversaries of September 11th and the Mountain Meadows Massacre. Rather incredibly, Desert News called Kirk a campus martyr in the article it published just yesterday, and somewhat wonder if he knew he wasn't going to make it. Or even the timing in question. Kirk was asked about mass shootings and then the victim of an assassination. It isn't the first attempt at ending a young person this year. Nick Fuentes was nearly killed in his home. James O'Keefe has been subjected to harassment by Israeli asset Kyle Serafin and Matt Tyman. Arthur Bloom and I have been targeted by Israeli-backed warfare, and Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. Charlie Kirk and I were introduced to one another by Lee Hanley, widely thought to have been American intelligence asset, and among the dying wishes is that Hanley had for me was that I would take care of the kids, Charlie included. Hanley was trying to run Peter Thiel and Rebecca Mercer, both of whom later backed J.D. Vance. Before Lee died days before the 2016 election, he introduced me to Proder Gross, the former director of the CIA. We need the U.S. deep state to get much more involved in protecting public figures from this sort of culling becomes mainstream. Or, as the counter-revolutionary Jacques Mallet de Pan said in his 1793 essay, L'accepter de s'attarder le révolutionnaire dévore les enfants. Following the example of Sauer, the revolution devours its children. It's never been more dangerous to be a Trump-supporting young person than it is right now. What does that tell you that Trump 2016 supporters, Richard Spencer and Nick Fuentes and I all broke from Trump? We knew it was dangerous to be around the compromised Trump world, and it's a tragedy that Charlie couldn't get out, but then maybe he never really wanted to. And then here's a photo of him. Woo! Yeah, dude. 31 years old. I'm older than him, and he's wildly more successful than me. Yeah. Gotta think about this stuff, dude. Gotta think about it. The day after Israel throws Qatar, Charlie Kirk is assassinated. Charlie was straying from his unconditional Israeli support. Charlie speaks out on both sides of his mouth. One minute he says Islam is incompatible with the West. Then he's talking about how amazing Tucker is, who thinks Qatar is one of our biggest allies. But when I thought Islam was incompatible with the West. Next minute he's telling people on his show that Trump is going to get us into a big messy war with Iran. And then he's saying he never said it. Gotta think about this, babe. You gotta look at it. You gotta really put it out there. It's not just me that's folding it into a certain space. There's a shit ton of other fucking people out there that are saying the same thing. Like, you gotta realize that everybody, including myself, I've been watching that guy's career, right? I'm older than he is too. And everything that I've seen from him, he has always been pro-Israel. He's always been Israeli first, right? Even with Turning Point USA, it was a hotbed for it. The last Nevada Republican Party convention, they sent all of their people out there, and it was like a fucking horde, right? People we had never seen before in years and years and years of living here and doing stuff. All of a sudden, we were inundated with these people that have never showed up to a goddamn thing, just to make sure that Israel was still on the ticket for our platform because it was that important to them. Very, very fucking strange. Even more so, we're looking at how this guy, like, it's not like he was the most powerful motherfucker out there, dude. Like, he wasn't even, I mean, yeah, sure, he made a bunch of money and, you know, he kept on doing his tours and stuff. He talked people up, but I mean, am I wrong to say that I feel like people are making his grandeur a lot bigger than it really was? Like, I remember meeting him, shaking his hand, and talking with him. Like I said, I didn't really care for him at all. And I was just kind of like, yeah, this guy's just like, you know, everyday landhander. I learned a lot. You learn a lot of people from shaking their hands, especially if you're like me and you have secret superpowers that allow you to learn a lot from a person by just touching them. And you realize that even then, when you look around at what they were trying to do, yeah, they're trying to change hearts and minds, but he was subverting the American people. I mean, TPUSA was up front for the ADL in Israel. Say something bad about Israel and a turning point in the vicinity of a Turning Point USA individual while you're at one of their events, and your ass is out of there, dog. You're a fucking terrorist. Like, it's so ingrained and almost secretive, even though it shouldn't be, that the fact that he started changing his tune and this happens to him should just raise such huge red flags. Because, I mean, I was even a little taken back when he started actually talking about the Epstein stuff and actually talking about what the hell is going on with Israel. As soon as he started changing his tune on that, I either asked that, was he fucking like, did he fucking like, I was like, dude, is he not getting any money anymore? Or are they like, all right, well, we got what we wanted. We got Trump into office, so we don't fucking need TPUSA anymore, so we're done with you. Right? Like, that's the way that I see it. We're done with you. So I just think we should really think about this in an interesting light, because maybe it wasn't that, but I mean, who the fuck was it, dude? We don't know who it was? Like, it just doesn't make sense. There are still ads popping up in chat, not even in the video. Yeah, I have the ad. I don't even have the ads turned on. Are you shitting me? You gotta be lying, bro. Like, I have it set right now so that it does it on its own, or it doesn't even do it on its own. It's not even set. Like, I have to turn that on. I have to automatically like hit the button to insert it. Like, shit's wild, bro. I mean, not to mention, wasn't Charlie Kirk just wasn't South Park literally just making fun of Charlie Kirk? Wasn't that just happening? Yeah. That shit don't make no sense, dog. You know? But I guess if we're gonna look at this, we should ask ourselves, like, how do we remember this guy? Or even better, how did he want to be remembered?
How do you want to be remembered? If I die, everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
How do you want to be remembered?
If I die,
everything just goes away. How would you?
I mean, God just let this motherfucker die, dude? God damn, God. You don't fucking let me die, but you'll let him take a fucking shot? Wait, is that how I'm going out? Somebody gonna fucking blab me? Because I don't see me being in front of crowds talking to a bunch of people. Sorry. I don't see it happening. Yeah. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, people celebrating it are bad, right? But at the same time, the people that are trying to overinflate it and say that he's like the best that America ever had, they're also bad. You're full of shit. He wasn't even top 1 million, motherfucker. And that was like, and the proof is, he wouldn't have got fucking shot if he was truly one of the best that he is. Because I thought we got over that shit with Jesus, didn't we? But then again, who killed Jesus? It was the Romans, right? It was the Romans. Can't say the Jews. The Jews are the ones that told the Romans, and the Romans were the ones that did it, apparently. So, I will remember him. And when I talk about him going forward, I will say that he is definitely one of the most courageous people. He definitely had courage in his faith. That's why he did everything the way that he did. He didn't have bodyguards. He wasn't wearing bulletproof vests. He was just doing his thing. And, whether I disagree with him or not, he was exercising his free speech in the best way that he knew how, and he was super popular for it. And he really, really did help create a new generation of people that, I mean, even if you look at the left, nobody's captured what he's done on the left. Nobody's even come close. I mean, if you really think about it, that's impressive, right? Even in the end, he died doing what he loved, and he was talking. I mean, at least he didn't, hopefully he really didn't have to suffer, is what I think about the whole thing. And maybe he did for a little bit, but, like, it's just cowardice, dude. Like, we keep seeing this trans violence happening, and, what does that say about our country when we have people that are mentally disturbed or who think that they're, perfectly sane with access to firearms, taking out people? Like, I mean, this is unprecedented in modern history and past. We did not have these issues in the 1800s. We did not have these issues in the early 1900s. Yes, there was gun violence, but I mean, kids used to fucking drive to school with shotguns in the back of their truck. People weren't worried about these school shootings or people getting murdered. But nowadays, it's like, it's an opportunist every single time. Or if it's not the opportunist, I mean, where do we go? There's a couple options. Well, Charlie Cook got shot by an assassinator, a murderer, took him out. We don't know. Some people say it was Mossad. Some people say it was a hit job. Some people say what? But it does make sense that leftists are perfectly violent. And, I mean, I wish I could see some statistics on, like by political leaning, where all the crimes are lying. But it kind of feels like we already know what the answer to that question is, Democrats. But, without any good information, I mean, it's all just conspiracy theories at this point. All we really know for certain is that he got dinged, dude. He got dinged right there. Yeah. And this isn't something new. Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't matter what these people do, but it's kind of crazy, dude. It's crazy. You got to be real. I'm always been a realist. I always tell the truth about my feelings. And you know what? Hey, we disagree about certain people. It's fine. But, I mean, on this one, it's just a sad day. You know, regardless of what you feel about a person, I mean, that was a life that was ended by a cowardly motherfucker. Courage was taken out by cowardice. You know, it's never the kind of win that you want to see, right? All we can really truly hope is that, you know, while he's sitting there in purgatory, waiting for his number to be called, things go good for him. Because I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. But really, the violence has got to stop. But that's the thing, is that all day long, I've been watching certain types of people just be talking about, like, okay, you know what? We're done with this shit. It's over, you know? You took that girl, you took that other girl, you've been taking all these people, and now you took my man Charlie Kirk. They're pissed. They seemingly want to do it bad, but then it's like, do you even really know if that's actually a real person, or is that just a bot that's been created to stir up unrest and dissociation in people? Are we just dealing with like a Palantir created mess? Because I mean, everything was so fast. I mean, it was everywhere, almost seconds, bro. I mean, you gotta think, like, just after the fucking thing happened, I mean, you had world leaders and shit commenting on the situation within minutes. That never fucking happens, bro. It was like immediate. Like, think back. How long ago did it take? You know, like the last bad thing that happened like that. How long did it usually take them to talk about some shit? Takes them a little bit. They were right on it, dude. Something fishy. Yeah, something fishy. Something fishy. Yep. And then now we know that 2A legislation is going to come forward, even though Charlie Kirk was one of those people that was like, yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't want to deal with that. I want to perk that on anybody. But I think there was a video. I think that's the video. We'll try to leave it on if I can find it on my timeline. But, like, I see so many different grifters and griefers and all these other motherfuckers talking about this shit, trying to soak up whatever they can. And even more so, you got to realize that it's all a money grab. I mean, I'm even on here. You got to know some shit's up when I'm on here doing this shit. You know, I had to come out of fucking retirement to talk about this shit. And, you know, I think that in reality, let's just listen to what Kirk had to say about what he thought about the Second Amendment.
Now, we must also be real. We must be honest with the population. Having an armed citizenry comes with a price. And that is part of liberty. Driving comes with a price. 50,000 people die on the road every year. That's a price. You get rid of driving, you'd have 50,000 less auto fatalities. But we have decided that the benefit of driving, speed, accessibility, mobility, having products, services, is worth the cost of 50,000 people dying on the road. Wow. So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen. Right. You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home, yes, by having more armed guards in front of schools. Yes. Yes. We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence, but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe. So then how do you reduce? Very simple. People say, oh, Charlie, how do you stop school shootings? I don't know. How did we stop shootings at baseball games? Because we have armed guards outside of baseball games. That's why.
How do we stop all the shootings at airports? We have armed guards outside of airports. How do we stop all the shootings at banks? We have armed guards outside of banks. How do we stop all the shootings at gun shows? Notice there's not a lot of mass shootings at gun shows. There's all these guns because everyone's armed.
Yeah. I mean, what can you really say about it? What can you really say about it? I don't think you can really say much, just to be honest with you. It just fucked up. So was it the Jews? Was it the trans? Was it the Dems? Was it the left? Was it some crazy person? Or was it just an asshole? I'm going with it was just an asshole. Asshole. But, man, what a crazy day. Never thought I'd see that. Eating my words from 2018 right now. Probably. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't see the rise of political violence ever coming to the place that it was, and then it just kept increasing. Keeps boiling over. People keep forcing the matter. And when we find out what the motives are behind this one, I'm sure that it's probably just going to rationalize everything that myself and other people have been trying to say. Right? Like, even with the advent of artificial intelligence now, I mean, it's to the point where you don't even have to hire people to pretend to be people anymore. You have a robot that can just pretend to be all those people. And even more so, I mean, half the people that are on the internet that are trying to argue with you about the situation are either lashing out and and being irrational, or literally they're just fucking bots. That's it. That's it. Anyways, I think that's it for me today, though. I'm glad that I came forward and at least spoke with you guys a little bit on this one to kind of put it into perspective, because, I mean, what the fuck's even happening anymore, dude? Everything has changed. Things keep coming forward that are very, very bad. Very, very negative. And what can we really do about it? Truth is, you can't really do anything about it. Because the populace isn't really going to let it happen. And now that we know that this is how it is, like, I'm still more worried about heart disease, cancer, and abortion, because those are the top 3 causes of death. Yet, we did at least lose a real one today. He was, in fact, a real one, and he gone. And that's sad. That's sad. And it's even sadder that people are fumbling it all over the place and just letting it stew. And then not only that, we have all the rhetoric that's coming out right now that just pretty fucking insane, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think that I saw this coming, but somebody did. And, you know, it ain't good. It ain't good. Yeah. Looked like a pro hit. Definitely. It definitely did look like a pro hit. I mean, that's what it's got the look of. And they don't got anybody. The person got away. So, I mean, pro hit started to sound a lot more rational the more you start putting it together. Yeah. Things are going to be a lot different moving forward. And, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the whole game theory on the situation says that there's going to be a lot of fucking violence coming forward from certain types of groups of people, and it looks like we're going to see the faces of like guys like Enrique Tarrio all over again, and the Proud Boys, and those other guys that are fucking super weird, and all of that is not good. It's just going to make shit even worse than it needs to be. But those dumb fucks are going to do it anyway because they really truly think that they're the shit. So get ready for it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Yeah, sad. Well, went for center mass and it bounced off the vest. No, it didn't bounce off the vest. He wasn't wearing a vest. It hit him right in the neck, dude. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That thing on his shirt is a fucking mic. Well, bye, guys. Have a good night. Be well. I'll see you later. You don't have to go home. You don't have to be here. But yeah, best worst show on the internet is out. Have a good night. Bye now. I'm gonna go do some other shit. I'm gonna have some fun now. Bye. Bye. Motherfucker. Do I even have like an outro set up? No, I don't. Well, whatever. Bye. End stream and close room.